Hey guys, and welcome to the video, and this is Hacking Modding Monday News and Info Part 2 from yesterday, so I guess it's actually Wednesday edition. Today we'll be covering some Sony systems and maybe something regarding emulation, maybe one or two miscellaneous things, and then that's pretty much it. For those of you who are new to the channel and you want more information on what these segments are all about, you can look down in the description for a brief summary, but basically I go over and highlight some of the things that I think the viewers of this channel and the subscribers would find interesting, helpful, informative, or maybe entertaining in the hacking, modding, homebrew, and pirate scenes. So with that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it and to all of the crazy stuff going on with the Switch. And it's been a crazy couple of weeks for the Switch scene, especially the last 7 to 10 days. A little over a week ago, I did this video you see right here, the one with the SIG patches update. And in this video, I was just explaining the SIG patches situation because things kept changing and where to find them, how to use them, and explain them a bit, because then they were finally starting to get sorted out. And I just wanted to alleviate some of the confusion that was going on, and especially how to use them and stuff with Cosmos and the latest atmosphere. And then shortly after that, a few days after, which was 6 days ago, then I did this video over here about Cosmos being gone and being dead. And there was a lot of speculation and things like that. Plus I explained some of the whole story that the developers of Cosmos left out, and we examined some of the possibilities or whatnot to what happened with Cosmos. And then there was this one here where the mod chips were being shipped out to the testers by Team Executor, and then shortly, and that was about a week ago or so, and then a few days ago I made this video because the testers had received, some of them received their test kits, and they started posting up pics, and with those pics there were a lot of details that we were able to figure out, and I explained those things. And then 2 days after that, we come to this video where Nintendo is suing 2 of the resellers. In addition to that, they posted up the diagram, the install diagram to the SX Lite mod chip, and there was an unboxing video. So tomorrow or the day after, I'm actually going to make an update to this video here. More pics have surfaced, more videos have come up, including a tutorial video. And yeah, we're also going to update you hopefully on the situation on what's going on with the lawsuits, if anything new has popped up. So basically this follow-up video here will also include some of the details from this video here as well, so be on the lookout for that. So if you missed any of these videos, make sure you watch them. So that's why I'm going to kind of skip over all this stuff, because I've already made videos for it. Alright, and moving on, but continuing with the Switch, the only other thing that I found over the last week that has been updated that's of significance that I could find is Lockpick RCM. Lockpick RCM is a payload that you inject into the Switch, and it's a way for you to extract those unique encryption keys from your system, and those keys are used for various homebrews that require them. Whenever a specific homebrew requires those keys, it will let you know. This is very easy to use. It's injected like any other payload bin file. You can see here in this update, there's been overall improvements to the speed. There's now FSS0 support and a couple of other things that they've added here and there. Oh, and it also works with all the latest firmwares, of course, up to 10.0.2. All right, and that will do it for the Switch scene. A lot went down, but of course I had covered it in previous videos recently, so now we can move on to the 3DS, starting with a couple of updates to things regarding the Twilight Menu, including the Twilight Menu itself, which just got updated. The Twilight Menu, for those that don't know, is something of an emulator that allows you to play your backed up ROMs from various Nintendo and Sega systems, such as the Nintendo DS, SNES, NES, the various Game Boys, as well as the Sega Game Gear, Sega Master Systems, and the Sega Genesis, and so on. You can see the latest update here and some of the improvements and bug fixes they've done. They've also added page switching and an option to disable the ROM folder deletion. You can snag the 7-zip file from right below, and then we have an update to the Twilight Menu updater. So if you already have the Twilight Menu installed and you want a super easy, efficient way to update it, you can just install this. This latest update also has a couple of bug fixes here and there. Also, the 3D depth has been restored to the top of the screen. The fade-in effect has been sped up. And there's a couple of different file formats here that you can snag, whichever one you prefer, either the .3dsx or the .cia. If you don't know how to use this Twilight Menu updater, there are a bunch of videos and tutorials out there. But in all honesty, once you install it, really all you have to do is just follow the on-screen prompts. All right, and that does it for 3DS. Now we move on to the world of emulation, where the only thing we're going to cover here is some information regarding the Super Mario 64 ports that have started to surface. Now, not too long ago, I covered with you a video that surfaced showing a new PC port where Super Mario 64 was running natively on the PC. It didn't require emulation, and that is because the source code had leaked and it was compiled from that source code. So here our friends over at Logic Sunrise in this post have a bunch of information that shows you how to compile Super Mario 64 for various platforms, such as the PS4, PC, PSP, and the Switch. You can check it out here. It gives you instructions for all the various platforms here, even including the Raspberry Pi. Now, the one thing I don't know is if it's listed on here or not, because I didn't notice, but when you post up the source code, as long as the assets are not posted up with the rest of the source code, Nintendo is okay with that. Where you run into a problem is when the source code has been posted along with the assets. If you compile the source code with the assets to make the game, to build the game, then that's what raises the red flags, and that's what gets the Nintendo police after you. Anyway, if you're interested in this kind of stuff and you have those skills, then by all means check it out, especially if you're a Super Mario 64 fan and if you want to try and run this in 4K, as we saw in that video. And by the way, all those videos that were showing Super Mario 64 in 4K, that PC port, they're being taken down by Nintendo's law firm. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know. I'm going to probably mention that in the follow-up video I'm going to do tomorrow or the day after. All right, and now we're going to wrap things up with just a miscellaneous mention, and that is an update to BetterJoy. Now, BetterJoy is something that you use with your PC. It allows Nintendo Switch Pro controller or Joy-Cons or an SNES controller to be used with emulators such as Cemu, Citra, and Dolphin, and you can use these controllers as a generic input or generic X input. There's instructions that you can follow on here. There's a screenshot on there as well. And with this latest update, they fixed a couple of things, including an issue with the rumble motor. They added power off options and a couple of other things. You can snag either the 32-bit file or a 64-bit file from down below. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for this video. You know I appreciate you watching. Be on the lookout either tomorrow or the next day for that follow-up video regarding all the Switch stuff. There's a lot going on the scene with these mod chips and everything, and what Nintendo is doing. Plus, we're still seeing things coming from that huge leak that Nintendo experienced a couple of weeks ago. If you found anything here informative, useful, helpful, entertaining, or you just want to throw some love or appreciation on the channel, you know the best way to do any of that stuff is to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Much love going out to everyone. Be careful out there, guys. Be safe, but have fun, and we'll see you on the next one.